Good morning. It is Monday, February 16th. It's also President's Day, so there's no mail, but I am going to get all my orders ready to ship out for tomorrow, and we are going to go over what sold. And I'm also going to give a thredup update on a couple boxes I sent a few weeks ago at the end of this video, so stick around till then if you want to know where that is all at. We will get started with eBay. I have 4 eBay orders to ship out and 10 Poshmark orders. We will start with these Alaskan hard gear pants. These sold on an offer from a customer. They sent me a $20 offer. I accepted. I paid $5 for these at a local consignment store. Then I sold this Peace, Love, World long sleeve. I believe this is linen. Let's check. Linen or cotton? 100% cotton. I have had this a while. Definitely less than a year, but quite a while. This sold for $20.78. Then I sold this Vineyard Vines beautiful dress. This sold for $21.59. I have had this a while. And then this sale just came in this morning, so we are going to add it. This is a vintage Ralph Lauren beautiful wool blazer. I listed this probably about a week ago. This came from a small town thrift store that I like to go to like once a month, every 6 weeks. This is an item I brought to the checkout front, and she was like, whoa, deal of the day. I think she was the manager, and she probably thought they should have marked this up more. I did pay $8 for this. It ended up selling, I listed at $99. They used my 10% off coupon. So they paid $89.10 for it plus shipping. So amazing 10x flip. Beautiful vintage Ralph Lauren. It is 100% wool. So super happy with that sale. It did have a missing button on one of like the collared sleeves. I did note that. And I listed all the measurements and stuff. So definitely important, I feel like, to list measurements on blazers, because if you don't have them, they feel like they always ask for them anyways. So always list measurements when you're listing blazers. Now on to Poshmark orders. I actually had 2 bundles within these 10 orders, so I did sell 12 items over on Poshmark. Super random because I very rarely get bundles, and I literally got like 2 bundle sales right in a row on the same day. So for the first one, this cute little embroidered made in Peru sweater. I have sold one of these before. This is a little kid's size 4. These sell really well. So if you ever see these, make sure to grab them. And this was bundled with this Free People Beach cowl neck. And that sold together for $44. Then the second bundle was this Spanx leggings along with these Carhartt pants, which I just listed these Carhartt pants last week. They sold in a bundle for $37. Then we've got these Prana, hiking type pants. I love picking up Prana, especially anything organic cotton from them. Always sells fairly quickly and well. These sold for $20. I have had these North Face, thermals forever. These only sold for $10. Then I sold this Pure J Gel, velvety velour cowl neck. This sold for $19. This did not take long to sell either. I've had this listed maybe a week or 2, if that. I definitely don't always pick up J Gel. They do tend to sit for me, but any interesting looking, more significant pieces, I do tend to pick those up more. Then we sold these Athleta Salutation joggers. They're in a size medium tall. I normally sell Athleta in my activewear whatnot shows, but anytime it's like a tall or petite size, I feel like those always sell better on other platforms. So I will tend to list those. These ended up selling for $18. Then this Maruka crossbody bag, very like florally kind of boho vibes. This is handmade in Boulder, Colorado, which is what caught my eye, and it's also in very good condition. I found this at a Goodwill like an hour and a half away from me, and I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I know it wasn't much, and it ended up selling for $55, which was my full asking price, which is awesome because most items don't sell for full asking price. So super happy with this sale. Definitely a brand to look out for. Then these Crocs little flats sold for $16. I believe I picked these up in a fill a bag sale, so I paid 50 cents to $1 for them. I like to pick up Crocs if I can get them at a cheap price because they do normally sell. Then I picked up this 10,000 brand. I picked this up at a Salvation Army quite a ways from me. We were on a trip, like a winter trip, and did a little thrifting. Had never heard of this brand. I did pay up like $8, I believe, for this, but the comps looked fantastic. This did take a little bit to sell, but not too long. Someone paid $32 for this. And lastly, this Athleta swim top. I either got this at the bins or maybe a fill a bag sale. I can't remember. I know I didn't pay much for this. This is the Maldives Tankini swim top. So even if you don't find like both pieces, I feel like listing Athleta swimmer separately still does okay. This ended up selling for $17. All right, so quick update on the 2 thredup boxes I sent in. So I sent these in, it says 126. I actually dropped them off at UPS 3 days before that. So anyway, it was kind of a bad weather weekend, so I think that's why they didn't even go out until 126. It says they received them on 129, and the one box processed 215, and the next box processed on 216. It also said that they weren't going to be processed until 222, so they actually processed them a week ahead of the scheduled time. So not too bad, actually. I think it is that, what, 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks after? Yeah, it really wasn't that long until after they received them that they got them processed. But I know they are not listed yet. It did say it takes like another week to actually list everything. So they do give you an opportunity to go in and edit your items if anything looks like it isn't accurate. And I did notice on several items, they had listed them as dresses and they were actually just tops. So you just go in, edit it, request like a revision, and then they go under review and they will fix them. And then I had another top in my other box that they had listed as a cardigan, and it was not a cardigan. So I sent that revision in. They did reject 11 items from each box. So that feels like kind of a lot, but there is over 20 items being listed. Definitely surprised at some of the prices they are going to list like Michael Kors at. So if those sold for full price, I would be very thrilled because I will get a nice payout on those. But looking forward to getting these items listed. Some of them, it does show if they are in ineligible brands. So I did miss a few of those. Definitely need to be a little more diligent the next time. It doesn't really give a reasoning why they didn't take some items. So I don't know if they're just too old or they had some wear or flaws on them that I didn't notice. So definitely interesting there, and I'm looking forward, like I said, to seeing them listed and hopefully getting some sales out of it. I did send another box in, and I do have a bag still that I ordered because they were doing that sale. It was like $7.49 for the fee. Definitely, it was half price discounted. They're normally $14.99. So I took advantage of those because you can order them ahead of time, and it says as long as they receive them by March 1st, you will still get that discount since I ordered them before. I think they were doing that for the whole month of January. So definitely something to think about, even if you don't want to send something in right away. When they do have those sales, definitely order ahead of time, even if you're not going to use it right away. So that is my update. Thanks for watching. Hopefully see you in the next one, guys. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Have a great one.